So you see the topic, right? Um, I was talking to one of my followers, one of my fans, and a close, very, very close friend. And I love this person very dearly much. We was talking, and um, they dropped this information upon this ancient creatures, this ancient civilization that existed way before mankind. We all know that um, in scriptures, in holy scriptures, the Creator, in numerous times, I mean, he doesn't go into a lot of things because a lot of these things we don't need to know is because it was during a very, very dark time of creation, way before mankind. But he dropped Jews and understanding so that you can get it basically understanding the things that came before you as mankind, right? So he drops certain information upon you to have you pondering. And he also tells us in scriptures that there were civilizations before mankind. Yes, there's evidence and also in scriptures that he talks about it, but he don't go into detail actually how mankind do. Mankind wants to know everything. They want to go into detail. They want to conjugate up, these ideas and images on how things was. Also, the Creator talks about. He says that there is no civilization and there's no living thing which He created that does not form communities just like you, mankind. Oh man, right? So we all know that mankind is the last of creation. This is an actually true fact that mankind in the physical form, right? In the physical form, you know what I said? In the physical form is the last creation of the Alpha Omega. This is an actual true fact, right? Was there things and civilizations and other beings here before us? Yes. There was other civilization, there was other beings here. The question is, were they in a physical form? This is the question. Were they in a physical form, right? Or were they in a spiritual form? These things that you question yourself, right? Yo, dude, you weren't active on your Diddy World Famous role play, the care service, everything okay? Yes, everything's okay, brother. Um, Billy, Bob, everything's okay. I'm a little under the weather. That's why I probably wasn't really active in doing things because I don't feel good. I got like I'm not feeling good, right? But um, I want you to look at this title, right? If and when you get a chance to just look up this ancient civilization. We all know that this ancient civilization, right? There's four species. There's actually three species of them. I think there's four, but I know of three of civilization that existed way before mankind. That was given free will, right, to run around. That was given balance and control. That these individuals supposed to had put forth balance and justice upon the earth, basically. And these individuals are shift changers. These shift changes, yes, they can transform. And as we study and look, and from the spiritual sense, they can transform into animals. They have the ability to do that. They also have the ability to fly in and out the earth. This is an actual true fact, right? But we as mankind in this physical form don't have the correct knowledge or understanding about this ancient civilization, because this ancient civilization, right? You cannot see with your eye. You can't see them with your eye. And I'm talking about the physical eye, right? Everything that we procreated, we can see with the physical eye. Do you understand what I'm saying? And they can see it from a physical eye, but they are in, how you want to say, they are in a spiritual form. They are in a spiritual form which is smokeless. They are created from smokeless material, smokeless fire, right? So, and they have the ability to enter and fade into wars, fade into shadows, fade into these certain things. They have the ability to do that, right? So, before mankind was created, this race of civilizations was given access throughout the earth and beyond the heavens. Yes, they were. They was given access. They was given access beyond the zones of the heavens and earth. Yes, they were, because they had the ability to believe and they had the ability to disbelieve. Right? Things got so bad for their civilization that the Creator sent down angels to fight them and kill them. Right? But there was one of them that was very, very powerful, and he had followers. And this is way before mankind. Way before mankind. You understand what I'm saying? So if you see these on artifacts and you see these archaeologists was painting a picture of this civilization that was here before mankind, this are this entity and these are this civilization which has the ability to do what? Which has the ability to fly, which has the ability to transform into animals and fade into shadows, fade to wars, solid wars, because they're created from smokeless fire. And they have the ability to just sit about. There's three different species of these. This is an actual fact. The same thing with mankind, right? We are mankind, but there's different forms of us. You got those that's tall and short, right? There's different stages of us. There's different stages of us. And the creator explains that in scriptures. So they was given sanctuary to be amongst the angels. After the war between these civilizations and the angels, they was given sanctuary. Some of them that believe in the Alpha Omega, the creator and everything in existence. This is actually true fact. Did they ever saw him? No. Nothing or nobody ever saw the Alpha Omega, the creator and everything in existence. Because I want to put to bed and I want to put arrest some of this information that's out there and that's producing false information and false advertisement and coming up and conjugating up ideas and information in their head and saying that these people are aliens. No, they're not. They exist right here on Earth, right? And they exist already here before us. This is an actual true fact. They have a world just like us, just like us. You just can't see them. You just can't see them because there's limitation that's placed upon us, that was placed upon us on purpose. Like I said, the creator himself, the creator, the Alpha Omega, right? The Almighty duplicated, right, himself and created mankind, meaning the spirit. Remember, he begets not, nor is he begotten. And there's no beginning, there's no end to him. Yes, right? He duplicated himself and put limitation on himself and created man from the earth, the physical, and cloaked his self with the earth, basically. How he did it, I'm not getting to that. And this entity, devil, demonic, evil, twisted way of life, been trying to dethrone the creator for a very, very, very long time. This been going on since before the creation of mankind. Do you understand that? Trying to find ways and avenues and things on how to get around the creation of the Alpha Omega, the creator of everything in existence, actually learning and teaching the angels how to worship the creator. This was going on way before mankind, way before mankind. Do you understand that? So if you see hieroglyphics and you see these things in these pyramids and you see these things on these tablets and stuff like that, it was given permission on the downfall of mankind. The downfall, it was written down, right? From the ancient ancestors that uphold the oneness of the creator. They uphold this bloodline. They uphold the oneness, right? Used to travel back and forth throughout the earth. Do you understand that? This entity used to travel back and forth throughout the earth. And we all know through the studies and scriptures that this entity, right, barbaric, evil, twisted way of life was getting sanctuary. And then that just was only him. It was him and his crew and his civilization, right? It just wasn't him. It was others there too. There was other days too that taught the angel, right, how to worship the Alpha Omega, the Creator. See, this entity was seeking to dethrone the Creator from the beginning out of disrespect. Actually, wanted to take creation over. How can you do that? You in a spiritual form. You in this form. You cannot dethrone the Creator. What did you procreate? You didn't procreate anything. What did you procreate? This entity. What did you procreate? You allowed mankind to write down, right, on these pyramids and on these things and as a guideline to tell you the beginning of the fall of what? The structure of the structure of the creation of the heavens and the earth, basically, to give your point of view. You don't know all of the information because these things already existed here way before you. So you given a blueprint on how things was created from the aspect of the Alpha Omega, the creating everything in existence. You was given some of the sanctuary and some of the secrets on how things was creation, that the heavens and earth basically are lined together. So you was allowed to do what? You was allowed to attain the information, right? And the knowledge and wisdom, understanding, and among the angels. Remember, the angels was here way before this entity. The angels was way here before this entity. So the angels have more or better understanding of the actually creation of the heavens and earth and things in between. Do you understand that? Because they travel, from the stars, the moon, and the sun. So these are the things that we have to look at. We're looking at things from a spiritual point of view. We are looking at things from the spiritual point of view, and then some of the hieroglyphics and some of these things that's imprinted in the pyramid, basically, was written down. Then they was given permission to write down on the pyramids the history and the fall of mankind, basically, because this entity, barbaric, evil, twisted way of life, taught mankind how to backdoor the creator because mankind is the only thing that he created and touched. Do you understand? Everything is Hun Fire Hun, be and it is. It started forming out of thin air. Whatever material that he used and what everything that he did, he's the one that created it. Do you understand what I'm saying? So he started forming these things, shaped and molded out of his thoughts and understanding and experience. Because he's the Alpha Omega, the creator of everything in existence. We can only procreate this entity, barbaric, evil, twisted way of life. They cannot procreate like we procreate. They cannot build like we build. Do you understand that? When they do build, let me tell you something. Did you ever see the movie of the Return of the King, the Lord of the Rings? How he went up in the mountains and there was those spirits there, and they built a world that was inside inside the physical mountain, and then when they emerged out of it, you seen it. It was lit up. They saying that the world shut. It's sort of like that. I want to paint the picture. It's sort of like that. Do you understand that? It's sort of like that. That's how their world is. It's sort of like that. It is built by them. It is built by this civilization. Do you understand that? So for them to teach men, so the Alpha Omega taught men everything in existence, but also this entity, devil, demonic, evil, twisted, barbaric ways. When we disobeyed the Creator and would sit down here as what? As a punishment and as work and as to worship and all this other stuff. Basically, that's where this entity started his campaign to try to dethrone the Creator. But also, he been trying to do that up there because mankind and his entity. Do you understand that? He told Adam that the reason why he put you in this position is because he's scared of you, because he procreated and duplicated himself, and you are him and he is you. Do you understand that? And he taught Adam this ways and actions. It doesn't go into it, but as you get into the spiritual existence and spiritual understanding, the Creator will allow you to understand so you can spread it out in the masses of the people so the people can understand. And this is from a spiritual sense. So now, as we fast forward, if you seeing all these archaeologist things and you seeing all these things that's written down, it's telling you, right, the civilization that came before mankind. Do you understand that? And this entity was banished from up there, in the place beyond the zones of the heavens. Do you understand that? Do you understand that? Because they gained sanctuary amongst the angels. The angels must rest and sleep also. Where you think they rest and sleep? Yes, they have domains. Yes, they have places where they sleep. They have palaces and stuff like that. You think that we the only one that have buildings and places? No. In their world, they build and construct. The creator also tell us in scriptures and hadith that when you pray and offer your sunnahs and nafil prayers, the angels start to build a place for you in paradise. You see, the angels build, these entities build. Do you understand that? They build. They have communities just like us. They existed way before mankind. And what make us the most greatest creation that this Alpha Omega created is the duplication of the creator and placing it into Adam, the spirit. That's what make us the highest of high, and that would make us on the same plateau as the creator. Do you understand that? But with limitations and free will. There's limitations that he put upon himself, but outside of himself. And I'm trying to explain this to you in the spiritual realm. You won't be able to get to understand this if you don't understand spirituality, if you don't understand scriptures. Scriptures is only a map and a guide for you to understand what you need to do upon your physical life. And it also gives you a little information for your spiritual spirit, your spirit, which is not a lot of information on it. Your spirit doesn't have a lot of information. A lot of this stuff is speculation. But once the creator love you and befriend you, he will bless you to give you the keys, a little bit of the keys of the ride, of the unseen things that mankind, right, is not saying forbidden, but all of mankind cannot see because there's limitation on exactly on our eyes. Do you understand that? And coming from a brother like me, and coming from a person that understands the spiritual world and the spiritual foundation and that is the existence in everything in creation, I understand from a spiritual point of view that these things exist and that it's only mankind that's trying to find the secret arts and the mystery of creation, actually trying to pinpoint the creator so they can dethrone him with this barbaric, evil, twisted way of life, devil, demon, is really your op, is deceiving you, is deceiving you and deceiving our civilization and deceiving the human beings. You are the op. So it's gonna come up with things and narrations that um you are to replace the creator, the Alpha Omega. Do you understand that? Do you understand that? There's this civilization that exists way before you. The angels and this entity. They existed way before you. They've been in and out the earth. Do you understand that? This entity been in and out the earth. The court, yo, listen, they had the court, basically they had the active coordinations and the blueprint on how the spirit on how to travel and what procedures that you need to do in order to travel beyond the zones of the heaven. They taught mankind that. They taught mankind that. And this is actually true fact. How you doing? I hope you still now me. I'm the guy from Virginia. How you doing? Yeah, I remember you. I remember you. Yes, I do remember you. So I wanted to tackle on basically this information is on a spiritual form, and a lot of speculation is because it's speculation because this is from a spiritual world, a world that's beyond our intelligence, right? And that in our very bloodline of the uply God right one from the ancient ancestors, it is passed into the descendants. It is passed into descendants. Do you understand that? The ancient ancestors used to travel back and forth throughout the heavens and the zones of the heavens. That is true. They was given sanctuary. This is an actual true fact, which brought down materials and things like that, which these materials are a benefit of mankind, of putting things in the forefront and furthering our what? And furthering our life and furthering our civilizations, right? And getting back to the creator. Actually, we are not from here. We are from here, but we are not from here. When man gained a mastery of himself, meaning understand his spirituality and become one with the creator, and it became and the creator become one with you, you start to ascend beyond the physical world. You become what? You become one with the creator, basically, right? Now we all know that this spirit, there's no beginning, there's no end to it. It cannot be destroyed. Do you understand that? It just have limitations on it. So, coming from a spiritual point of view, we must look at that. These individuals only have a physical form. They only live in the physical form. This is why it's been a big campaign to try to clone and procreate the very cell on the nucleus of the mankind, right? To try to kind of tweak the creation of the Alpha Omega and everything in creation. Mankind been doing this with this entity. That the entity been doing that and learning the secret arts of of the creation of the Alpha Omega Creator. This is why they've been doing a big campaign, changing the creation, turning turning men into women and women into men, turning boys into girls and girls into boys, right? And trying to crossbreed food and trying to crossbreed animals and all of these other stuff. This been going on because this entity in mankind, right? And some of mankind is an enemy to the Alpha Omega, the creator in existence. This is an actual true fact. They've been trying to dethrone him. They've been trying to dethrone him, but the ultimate, they want this entity want mankind to worship them because you know why? They made a path with this entity of gaining secret arts and knowledge to learn from this entity. And in exchange for that, right? He's like, yo, let me get your spirit, your spirit. Let me get that free will. Let me get that. And then he deceived them and backdoored them at the end of the day. I just want you to understand that this is your op. This is the real op, basically. So this ain't nothing but an ancient civilization that was way here before mankind. And that can fly. There's different species of them. They can fly. Yes, they can. They can fly. You have some of them that's 8 feet tall. They very tall. I'm telling you. They shift changers. They creators of smokeless fire. This is an actual true fact, brothers and sisters, kings and queens, because they only deceive you based on this physical world. But once you gain knowledge, wisdom, understanding of yourself, and know exactly who you are, you could transcend into your spiritual form and then master that and become one with the creator, the Alpha Omega, the creator, everything in existence. We was up there. He debased us. He debased us. He said, get thee all out of here. Earth will be your dwelling place. So nobody's not allowed up there anymore. You know how the people used to travel back and forth? This entity used to travel back and forth. The entity used to travel back and forth. Yes. Nobody like freely. Whether you didn't have the dream, you were doing it freely. The entity, the human beings, to do it freely, openly, whether you up or not up. You used to transform the spirit in and out. Everybody has been blocked there. You're only allowed unless he allow you to. And then if he allow you to each and every night, remember, you spirit travel. So each and every night you spirit travel, the speed of light. So you pick up bits and pieces of spirit traveling, and when you spirit travel, right, your spirit gain experience of different places that you intact, different entities and different creatures that you intact, and it upload that in your brain. That's why your brain is there. Do you understand that? For memory and experience. This is deep, man. This is deep. So I want to show you on that type of level is that don't believe the hype, don't believe his story, believe in actually the spiritual knowledge that I'm dropping upon you right now. They ain't nothing but an ancient civilization that exists way before mankind. Didn't you see that they was up there already? They was up there. See, before the creator breathed the spirit, the ruh, into Adam, this entity went through his body. He went through the nostrils. I think through the mouth or nostrils. This is where they enter. I think they enter your nostrils or your mouth. No, they enter your nostrils. And they could go through your whole body because the creator gives them access to do it. It's an actual true fact. This is an actual true fact. And I'm telling you this. This is the ability that they have, but our ability is higher than theirs. Do you understand that? I'm just giving you some of some of their abilities. That's one of their abilities, and this is talking from a greater point of view on which you may not understand. Yo, what's good, my boy? How you doing? How you doing, account? How you doing? I'm doing amazing. I'm doing amazing. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, when he went through there, he saw the brain, he saw the heart, he saw the penis, he saw all that, he saw the fingernails. He studied this because it just was a shell. It just was a shell. He wasn't living. He saw the brain, he saw the eyes, so he studied this. This was a new creation that the Alpha Omega created. So it was his job to study it. And he studied it. Do you understand that? And actually gave mankind the blueprint and how the creator created mankind. But what he messed up was the root, that the root of the Almighty, the creator and everything in existence, breath, a piece of his essence, a piece of his existence into mankind. He didn't know that. He didn't know that at the time. Do you understand that at the time? So it's confusion there. And this is why mankind was given what? Was given the secret arts of writing down because now they are allowed to write down. Remember, the ancient ancestors, it was forbidden for you to write down. It was forbidden for you to speak. Do you understand it? Are you inside or outside? I'm outside. My boy always have the illest backdrop on live. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, my dude. Thank you so much. I'm dropping this heat for you. You know, I know it's long, but I need to talk up against falsehood. I need to talk up for misguidance. I need to talk up for misinformation and informing all of us human beings that the people that's unearthing and seeing these pyramids and seeing these artifacts and seeing these tablets, which is written down, which predicts and shows the creation of mankind. Because you know why? This entity was there. He wasn't actually there and know how to create a shape and mold because he blocked that from him. He blocked that from him, right? He sent the angels down to grab to gather up what the best part of the earth, all the elements and all the benefits that's in the earth that's inside the human being, inside this actually form, but it has limitation. Do you understand that? Do you understand that all the benefits that's in the earth that's inside of us? This is why we are one with the earth, and this is why we're supposed to protect the earth and keep it balanced and just. That's just on the physical form. I'm talking about the spiritual form. He didn't know that the creative breath, the spirit, that actually the creator duplicated himself and gave Adam a piece of his existence, and he is the creator, and we are the creator and the creator is us. Do you understand that? That's why he told everything creation in his entity, everything to bow down to us out of respect and admiration because he duplicated himself. Yes. So we are the highest form of creation. So when you start to see these things, the people explain it from a different point of view. They explain it from a physical point of view. They don't have no access to the spiritual realm, the spiritual existence. Do you understand that? Do you understand that? Because these very individuals are enemies to the creator. They've been trying to dethrone him. It paints a picture that you are a god, that you are the alpha omega, and the alpha omega is you, which is true. Do you understand that? Which is true. We are, but he placed limitation, and how he did it, he will never show nobody. And this is where the wrong information has come about, where mankind thinking that he is above the alpha omega, that created everything in existence, mixed in with this entity. Do you understand that? They've been trying to dethrone the creator for a long time. This is why he said you will have many of them following me and not you. Yeah, this is where this came from, bro. This is where this came from. So this is to break it down on a spiritual sense, on a spiritual level. I don't want to take up much of your time because this is long. And if anybody having problems of understanding what I said, get in my comments. Get in my comments. I will explain this more in detail from a spiritual sense. So y'all have a great Sunday. Peace, y'all. Peace, peace, peace.